Earlier this week, we talked about the fact that Democratic Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley clapped back on Twitter louder than I think I've ever seen anybody clap back in her attack on Kellyanne Conway. But that was just the beginning of it, apparently, because Miss Pressley was not done letting Kellyanne Conway know how horrible she has been and fighting back against the lies of Kellyanne Conway, which is obviously the most important part. I'm going to show you a clip right now of Ayanna Pressley talking on the House floor about what kind of human being Kellyanne Conway truly is. But before we show the clip real quick, let me give a little bit of context. Kellyanne Conway was summoned to come appear before the House Oversight Committee last week. The White House, a week prior to that, had already said, we're not letting her come. She's not going to show up. We're claiming immunity, executive privilege, whatever it is. She's not going to come and talk to you about repeatedly violating the Hatch Act, which is what the Oversight Committee wanted to talk about. So Kellyanne Conway goes on Fox and Friends rather than showing up to Congress and whines about the fact that they are allegedly trying to muzzle her, cover her mouth in duct tape, she says, and stifle her free speech. And Ayanna Pressley wasn't having any of that nonsense, and here is what she had to say.
As to our colleagues across the aisle who feel that this is a violation of freedom of speech, instead of appearing before this committee, Ms. Conway appeared on Fox and Friends. She appeared on Fox and Friends. So she is consistent with a contempt, a disdain, and evading and obstructing, a stonewalling over and over again by this administration. So how is it a violation of freedom of speech when she appeared on Fox and Friends and said, quote, they want to put a big roll of masking tape over my mouth, but we sure as hell heard her loud and clear on Fox and Friends. And yet, so this committee is not trying to silence Ms. Conway. We believe the American people should hear from her. We have offered her a platform to explain herself, and she did not show up. Back in March 2018, OSC issued its first report detailing Ms. Conway's Hatch Act violations. And during that investigation, OSC tried to engage Ms. Conway several times. And despite repeated attempts, Ms. Conway never responded to OSC. After concluding that investigation, but before issuing the report to the president, OSC provided Conway yet another opportunity to respond to the report. Again, she never engaged with OSC and never provided a response to OSC's report. Ms. Conway ignores OSC, ignores the Hatch Act, and now is ignoring the committee. This is completely disrespectful to us as a co-equal branch of government, that she is not showing up here.
Ayanna Pressley is very quickly becoming my favorite person in the United States that I'm not related to. I love the way she goes after Conway and uses her own words and actions against her. That is the best way to fight back against these people. Kellyanne Conway going on national television in front of millions of people to say that she's having her speech stifled. That's insane. And Congresswoman Pressley correctly pointed that out. How can you be being silenced when you have an audience of millions anytime you want to have it? The fact of the matter is that Kellyanne Conway, according to the Office of Special Counsel, broke the law twice. Kellyanne Conway was asked repeatedly by the Office of Special Counsel, can you please come talk to us about this so we can figure out what this is about? And Kellyanne Conway said no. Congress said, Kellyanne Conway, you need to come and talk to us so we can get to the bottom of this and figure this all out. After all, they recommended you be terminated from the White House. I think that demands a little bit of oversight here. How about you come give us your side of the story? And Kellyanne Conway in the White House said no. Kellyanne Conway was given multiple different opportunities, as Congresswoman Pressley pointed out, to tell her side of the story. To tell it to the lawmakers, to tell it to the investigators, and she willfully declined it, instead choosing to go on Fox News and whine about it. Conway 100% could have cleared this up or given us plenty of reason to fire her, which is what would have happened. But she chose not to because she knows that that's what would have happened. If she thought she had any chance of clearing her name or explaining this away, she would have been the first one to march into Congress and say, everybody sit down, I got something to say. But she didn't do that because she knows that she is wrong. She knows that she's not going to stop until there's some kind of, forceful removal of her from office, like some kind of bad fungus. She's just going to keep growing in there. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.